right? This is me mocking the difficulty of it. All you do is just feel into it, which is that's the actual skill that you're developing right now. Neo dodges bullets for the first time on the roof. Okay, so they call that bullet time. So right now you're in the early neophyte stages of your practice, right? So for you, being able to distinguish when the poi is at the top of the turn versus the bottom of the turn versus the front of the turn versus the back of the turn is a lot harder than it will be as you move through your practice. What you're focusing on right now is developing your bullet time, which is the capacity to slow down your perception so that you can understand where it is in all of the rotation. What needs to happen now is you need to connect with the point in the rotation where it's coming to the stall. So when it goes behind, you begin the stall at the bottom of the turn, and you have to focus on the point right before it stops, because if you don't, it'll do that, right? You have to feel that point, but you have to be able to perceive it. So you have to be able to slow down your perception, and all of that takes time and practice. So you're developing your bullet time skills right now as you're learning how to connect with that point to keep the tension on the cord. So you may not know where the point is that you're supposed to yank it back. That's okay. That's part of what you're practicing right now, is feeling into that motion. And it's going to take time. You can wait for it to naturally occur, because there is a point where it will stop without you doing anything, right? Because it just loses momentum. But you can also yank it back sooner, and you can play with those things. It's like when you're driving a car. You can brake really hard, you'll jerk, but you'll stop sooner, and you know you'll stop before the light. Or you could do like a slower brake over a longer period of time, but that'll have you eventually stop. Or you could just sort of let it creep, like let off the gas and just let it creep to a stop. Like all these are different ways of stopping a car. It's the same thing with a poi. So you could let it stop on its own, which is that. You can yank it back sooner, ooh, like that, which wasn't very good, but right. So I'm yanking it back sooner, right? It's not as smooth. Or you can just get into the flow of it. All you do is right.